Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Dad Bod Pod, a place for men to learn, grow, and live the healthiest life possible. I am one of your hosts, and we are super excited for today's episode because the three-headed monster that we are all here with you today. I will probably continue to do the opening, but with me today, I have Zach Smith and Anthony Hudson, and we are pumped. I'm Jason Priest, your weekly host, and moving forward, our format is going to change quite a bit. Those of you guys who have listened to one of the last couple episodes know that we've changed some things within our company. And now we are going to still bring on some interviews moving forward, depending on what the topics will be. But most weeks, you're going to have the combination of myself, Zach, and Anthony to continue to bring you inspiration, motivation, and science-proven data, health information that can help you move forward and really become the healthiest version of yourself. So, if you are a brand new listener, welcome to the Dad Bod Pod. If you get any value out of our show today, we would highly encourage you to go drop us a 30-second review, or if it takes you 10 seconds, we really, really appreciate your reviews. That's what helps the show grow. That's what helps to get the show into the ears of more men who could potentially change their lives and become the healthiest version of themselves. If you're a longtime listener, thank you so much for sticking around. Yeah, we're over 120 episodes deep, and you're obviously here for a reason. So we greatly appreciate your support as we move towards making the largest impact we possibly can on the male obesity epidemic in our country. So without further ado, welcome Zach and Anthony. I'm pumped for this episode today. We are going to bring to you the reason why New Year resolutions fail typically. And we're going to tell you how you never will fail with New Year resolutions again and why you won't need one in 2022. What's up, gentlemen? Happy for this to happen today, man. I've been looking forward to this for a while.
What's up, man?
Absolutely,
Hey, why don't we I think this is the first time Anthony's on here. Why don't we let him give a little intro? I did mine a couple weeks back.
Yep. Well,
love it. No, I appreciate it.
Before Anthony dives in, guys can go listen to Anthony and I's interview. Anthony was one of the first people that I interviewed on the Dad Bod Pod, and now he's a member of the Dad Bod Health Nation. And so we're excited to have him on. If you want to go check out Anthony's full-length episode, you might have to go back to like the first 5 episodes, I believe. But what's up, my man? So happy to have you on board.
Glad to be here. Pumped to be a part of the community and help these men out there. So former college athlete and was in the fitness space, exercise science major, certified strength and conditioning specialist. So I've got the background, right? But just because I've got the background and the knowledge doesn't mean I'm always applying it myself. So I went from fit to fat to fit myself, believe it or not, and had my struggles. Got into a corporate job, desk job, and slowly but surely the pounds started creeping on, and unknowingly didn't even realize it until one day I looked at myself and I looked at the picture on my driver's license and I'm like, that does not look like me. Who is that guy?
I have
right?
one of those too.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal, but it's a good reminder, right, to never get back to that again. So ultimately, started taking care of myself again, because if you take care of yourself, you're better able to take care of others, and that was my goal and my role, because I've got fit grandpa goals, right? We're dads. I've got 3 daughters, beautiful wife, been married almost 15 years, and my daughters are 10, 5, and 5. Yes, I have twins. And, I want to be around to walk them down the aisle. I want to be able to play with my grandkids, jump on the trampoline, play tag, hide and seek, all that stuff. And I don't want to be, sucking air or stuck in my wheelchair and things like that when I'm older. So that's the reason I do what I do, and share my stories so that hopefully, even if one other person hears it, and with what we're doing with this podcast hears it, and we're able to help just one more guy get back on the fitness train, and that's what we're here for, right? So appreciate you guys having me on. That's just a quick intro. There's a lot more to it than that, but
and we're man, moving forward, this is what you get, man. So we're gonna unpack a lot of that. This is more of a fireside chat, man. Like you guys out there listening, you've been hearing me interview people for a long time, or listen to tuned into my solo episodes where it's been more of a teaching platform. We're still going to do a lot of that. We're still going to teach you strategies. We're still going to go through things that are going to help you get healthy. But the reality is, man, we wanted to change the format, keep it fun, keep it interesting. And after doing 120 episodes, there's only so much you can talk about when it comes to strategies. And so I want to get these guys on here and really open up their minds and really give you different perspectives, because I think the more that you have these constant reinforcements, the better chance you're going to have of these things sticking, become healthy long-term habits, and help you become the healthiest version of yourself. I'll just tell you right now, I love Anthony's vision, because for those of you guys who are out there right now, you feel stuck, you feel overwhelmed, or you feel, like the uphill battle is a very, very daunting task for you. Think about what Anthony said about having that vision of being an active grandpa, being the grandpa that can still go to the trampoline park, because you notice that he didn't say anything about, what he's concerned about his physique looking like in 2 weeks or even in 2 months. Like, he has fully embraced this as a long-term journey. And so if you're out there and you're struggling, you've got 40, 80, 100 pounds to lose, just know that you start taking action, you start stacking these wins up, you start building momentum, and you will be in our shoes, looking at it in a totally different light. And so just know that this is not an ending journey. It doesn't have an end point. And so what we want to dive into today is really going deep into why New Year's resolutions typically fail, and really give you some insight on how you can turn this year around. It's January's done. We're now, like, we've got 11 months left, and we're talking 2022. This month seemed like it flew by. And so we want to help you build momentum for the rest of the year, and really give you some strategy on what might be able to help you moving forward. So I'll give you my take, and I'll let you guys chime in here, because the reality is this, and I've always said, because I tried the New Year resolution thing, and I've tried it with different things in my life, different habits that were poor,
yeah.
And also different habits that were good, right? Like, how can I improve on this? I'm all about setting goals in a new year. It's a fresh slate. But resolutions, man, for me, I've always, and you guys tell me what you think, but the bottom line is, I feel like if somebody puts off their health long enough and is waiting for the calendar to turn, and that's going to be their inspiration or their motivation to start making changes, just because they have a clean slate and a fresh calendar to look at, there's just not enough why behind that. There's just not enough, not enough substance behind that being your driving motivator to make changes. And so typically, that's what I've seen, and that's why I fell on my face, man. I would wait till the new year and say, okay, when the new year comes, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. Well, I didn't have a why. My why wasn't strong enough. So, I mean, do you guys agree with that? Or, like, what's your take when it comes to the why these things usually fail?
Yeah, I'll chime in, Jason. So New Year's resolution, if you think about it, it's a broken mindset, right? Because nobody, if you think resolution and the way most people think about it, if that's truly what you're doing, not only are you waiting for a certain time to start, but then you're also probably going to stop at some point. It's not something you want to sustain, make a lifestyle change, things like that. So trust me, I get it. I used to own gyms, right? So New Year's resolutions were big for us, but where it hurt me and it pained me, and what I didn't like about it was people would join with the intention to come for a couple months and then maybe cancel their membership and leave. And that pained me to death, because they were thinking that, okay, I'm just going to do this for a little bit and I'll feel good about myself. And then I don't want to be uncomfortable anymore. I want to get back to being maybe a little bit lazy, or, whatever the case was, whatever they were before. Right. So, I mean, it's just that broken mindset of resolution. I'm going to do it. Okay. I did it. I got to the finish line. Right. We talk about that all the time in our community as well. Fitness, there's no finish line to fitness. Right. And unfortunately, that's kind of the mindset, of the broken mindset that a resolution points towards. So that's
I would say the same holds true with the word diet, because you mentioned it. We were making some content. All three of us were filming some content for one of our courses we're about to launch, and before we did this podcast episode, and that was one of the things that came up, man. Like, we hate the word diet. Diet has an end date. New Year resolution typically has an end date. And to your point, it is a very broken mindset. So Zach, what is your take, man? Like, do you agree with all that? Or do you have anything that you want to add in terms of, really
Of course.
why you think they fail?
Of course, I agree with all that stuff, man. And the thing about New Year's resolutions, it's not supposed to have an end date. But if we're talking like statistically speaking, the end date is 6 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Studies.
You have all those memes that show you like the gym crowd in January versus like the total empty gym in February.
Like, dude, what the hell is it anyways? Is it like after? Because that's like mid-February, right? That's like Valentine's Day. So after they have Valentine's dinner, they're like, all right, screw everything. Is that?
Yeah,
is that
you had sex with your wife because you lost 10 pounds in the new year, and you felt confident. Like Valentine's Day came, it's out of the way, so I'm going back to my old ways.
I had to look good on this day, and now I'm good. So there's so much to it, dude. And I think you guys are absolutely right. There's a saying that says change will happen when the pain of staying the same is greater than the change you have to go through.
I love it.
And the thing is, going back to what you said, Jason, is it's so true. If you're waiting for a specific date to start, is the pain of staying the same actually that painful? It comes back to priorities. And when we wait for a certain day, like, winners win and winners take action.
Absolutely.
When you say, I need to wait until Monday, I need to wait until the 1st. I messed up on Wednesday, so I'll just start over again next week. Like Anthony said, it's a broken mindset, man. We touch
100%.
on we touch on the mindset part of fitness so often, and it will always come full circle back to that mindset. So
it's king.
I agree with everything you guys said, man. It's absolutely true. The mindset is broken. It's a broken goal. I don't know who the hell coined the New Year's resolution, but
I'm with
it's
you,
actually a terrible concept if we really think about it. It's terrible.
It is. It gives you an excuse, is what it is. It gives you an excuse to put your health off longer.
Oh, wait, yes.
Like say it's, and I wouldn't imagine most guys are out there thinking about New Year resolutions in the middle of summer. So let's be real. This is something that probably comes up in the final quarter of the year, right? And so if you're sitting there, in October or November thinking, all right, well, once the new year comes, I'm going to lose this 40 pounds and I'm going to put my mind to it and do it. Like, what do you think is going to change in your situation that's going to make that period of time more successful? It doesn't even make sense to me. Like, why wouldn't you want to build momentum going into the new year so that now you have the mentality of, you know what, I've already built some momentum and now January is going to come and I'm going to use this as a time to set some new, fresh goals because I've already gained some traction, right? And so, you start doing that, you take action. Now you've eliminated the need or the pressure to set this New Year resolution. And now it becomes, okay, like I've already got momentum going. Now I'm going to set some new goals because I've already dropped 10, 12 pounds. And now, over the next quarter, I'm going to drop 25 more and add 5 pounds of lean muscle mass. Like then it opens up a whole nother world of possibilities for you. So I've never gotten it. I failed every time I tried it. So it hasn't ever made sense to me.
80% of people fail New Year's resolutions by week 6, by the way, if I didn't mention that earlier. I said
wild.
6 weeks,
there you
but
go.
80% of people fail.
It's wild.
Because of the broken mindset.
So,
here's what I think it is, guys. Oh, real quick. I was just going to say, I think what it is coming around the holidays, obviously the fourth quarter, you mentioned it. It's justification to do whatever the hell you want for the last quarter of the year.
It is.
It's all it is. It's justification for, I'm going to eat whatever I want. I'm going to skip the gym a couple more times this week. I'm busy. We got to do Christmas shopping. We got holidays. We got family. I want to eat all the holiday food. I want to indulge in, the everything, right? All the holiday stuff. So I think people use it as justification, but then they don't end up sticking to it anyways, right?
Yep.
So that's why it sucks. That's why it sucks.
No, it does. It
So
just
bad.
flat out sucks. That's the reality. Is like those, and look, more power to you. If you're one of those 20% that Zach just said, right? 80%
Absolutely.
fail by week 6. If you're one of the 20% and you set a New Year resolution, you actually stuck to it. Like we are not here hating on you at all. We
pumped for you.
Congratulate you,
Mm-hmm.
and
Good
we
for
hope
you.
that you're successful. We're speaking to the masses here, though, and the reality is most times people fall flat on their face, man, and like we don't want to see that. And so, okay, we've established why they fail or why most people fail with New Year resolutions. We've established that they suck. That's to sum it up. And so let's flip the script a little bit here. And let's come up or let's create a plan for our listeners, because there's guys out
Sure.
there right now who are listening and have been tuned in for a while, and may not have taken action. There's also a lot of guys out there. I got a lot of feedback saying, hey man, I listened to episode whatever, and I started doing this, and I can't tell you how much better I feel. Right. So the value is there, and the knowledge, the information, the inspiration, it's all there. But some guys tune in and still haven't taken action. I'll be honest. Like, there's some business podcasts that I tune into, and I haven't done shit what they said, but I bet it works.
Yeah.
You know. So we all have different driving motivators and such. So let's flip the script and let's give those guys out there right now that are struggling, that are stuck, or maybe they built a little bit of momentum, but they're starting to lose a little bit of consistency, right? They were in the gym 3 days a week. Now it's only 2. And they're like, well, I'm losing some momentum. What would you guys think? Like, for me, in that situation, it all comes back to what Zach mentioned earlier with mindset. Mindset is king. And so I think we start there, because the simpler you can make the approach, the simpler you can make the process, the easier it is to start building that momentum right from the start again. So, what do you guys think? Like, what if there's a guy out there struggling right now? What's step one? Like, what do you guys think is hey, like, this is your starting point, and this is how you're going to win?
I think for most people is they try to do too much too fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a big reason why they're failing is if you're trying to, like, okay, I'm overweight, and this doesn't even apply to just fitness. This is everything.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
The number one way to kill your momentum, or any momentum you built, is to start failing, right? Confidence comes from keeping the promises you make to yourself. That we've said this before.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start saying that I'm going to do this, but I don't, that is the greatest momentum killer. I think
it's
the
so
reason,
huge.
like, yeah, it is. It really is. I think what people are doing and why they're failing is because they say, oh, I'm going to flip my whole life around on the first. And it's like, wait a minute. Like, first and foremost, do you know how hard that is without a coach? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Because how do you flip your life around if you don't know what the hell you need to do to flip your life around in the way you want it to be flipped? You know what I mean? And even a good coach would never, ever, ever tell someone to just flip the script like that, because it's so unsustainable. It's hard. It's a momentum killer. It is. So I think something that we preach to our clients actually is to just get 1% better every single day, because small wins equal big momentum and big results. So if you want to lose, go ahead and do too much too fast.
Yep. No doubt.
Mm-hmm. That's the equation for losing.
I think. And I think on top of that, to stack up on that, Zach and Jason, is you got to know yourself, right? So think about it this way. If maybe you're not a morning person, maybe it takes you a little bit to get the ball moving and get up and running and jiving a little bit. So maybe that means you need to do your workout when you're mid-afternoon over lunch break, because that's when you've got more energy and you can really focus on it and not be distracted. For a lot of people, it is the mornings when there's no distractions up before the sun. That's great too. Or maybe it's evenings. Maybe you're a night person and you've got everything done for the day. Maybe you've got your family time in, your work stuff done, all that. And that's when you can truly focus on the workout, the fitness piece as well. So know yourself. Know, hey, if I don't go to the gym at this time, I'm probably not going to get it done. Or know that, hey, if I buy the chips, I'm going to eat the whole bag at once, right? Or
that self-awareness thing,
it's
man.
not just you got it. It's all of us, right? We all have our things. Yeah. But when we give into them, or when we just kind of hope, I'm going to buy it, but I'm going to be disciplined this time, I'm not going to do it. But if we truly know ourselves and know that, this is what I do every single time, right? Yeah, so that way we can avoid it and better plan ahead for those things. So I think self-awareness is a big key. It is that
self-awareness. And like we underestimate how powerful that is. The more self-aware you are and the more you can know your tendencies, that's when you plan around that, right? Like, you already know, you got to expect that situation is going to come up, and you're going to have temptations for certain things. Like you said, we all have our thing. But I want to expand on the micro commitment thing. And I've talked about this a lot on our podcast. The reality is this, man, like, this is something that's so important, and not enough attention is given to it, because people don't want to hear the micro level very often, right? They want that macro immediately. We live in that immediate gratification society. We all have a $1,000 computer in our hand that we can look up, Google anything we want, Siri, Alexa, DoorDash, fast food, whatever the hell you want, you can get it within 5 minutes. Shit, Amazon can get me groceries here now within like an hour. So that immediate gratification, unfortunately, carries over to our mind, and we want it with everything. You're not going to lose 50 pounds overnight unless you're chopping off a leg, man. And so people, you know, people want it, and they want it now. And I think, Zach, like to your point, man, when you follow through with the promises that you make to yourself and you follow through with the micro commitments, here's where the magic happens. And I think this is such a subconscious mind thing because it takes some time. But you mentioned, you know, that it builds confidence, right? The more of those that you follow through with, the more confident you're going to build, or the more confidence you're going to build. And what happens is this, is that what people don't realize is when you start to not follow through with those promises, you start to break those micro commitments. Not only are you getting further and further away from your goal because you're losing traction, you're losing time. Nobody gets time back. And so if you put this off for another week or another month or another year, like that's time you're not getting back. You guys know as well as I do, nobody's promised tomorrow. And so I want to give myself the best shot at having as much longevity and as much high quality of life as I can. So the reverse, though, is true. And you guys can tell me what you think about this. But what I feel is not only are you getting further from your goal and you're losing time with becoming a healthier version and feeling a hell of a lot better, but you also start to lose trust with yourself because the more of those promises that you break, the less your subconscious mind is going to trust yourself when you make another one of those commitments. So it loses that power. You lose the amount of power that holds when you start to break those, because now your mind's like, yeah, you said you were going to do that shit yesterday. You didn't do it. So what makes me think that I'm going to do it today? And then it carries no weight in your own fucking brain. And so, you know,
dude,
it's micro and it seems so elementary, man, but it's so true.
It's so powerful, man. I'm glad that you touched on that because I was literally thinking that I'm like, oh, once he stops, I'm going to hit on this real quick. I used to tell my clients that and people that all the time. I'm like, dude, if somebody lied to you, if Jason lied to me all the time, I'm going to stop believing him, right?
Yep.
Why the hell do you think it's any different for yourself? See, that comes into play with what Anthony was saying, self-awareness, man. You have to be aware that if you're lying to yourself, it becomes normal, but you become just like, I don't know, cognitively, like you just don't even realize it. You have to have that self-awareness. And with that being said, in terms of goals for your New Year's resolution, people make goals that don't align with who they are. Like for some reason, and I'm not saying that you can't change who you want to become, because if you do want to become or do a certain thing, you have to identify as that person. And that's key. However, if you know for a fact that you're not a morning person, why the hell are you going to wake up? Oh, I need to wake up at 3:30 a.m. every day. For what?
Ain't happening. Not everybody's an Anthony.
Yeah, exactly.
Anthony's a 4 o'clock riser every day. So we always get crazy.
I don't know what the hell's wrong with that guy. Like Anthony likes to wake up at 4 a.m. I don't know why. He's weird. And me and Jason, we chill. We
like
just
to sleep
wake
a little
up
bit
when
long,
we wake up, right? Yeah. And then Jason, he works out on an empty stomach. Me, I never could do that. But we have to be
self-awareness.
Yes, and that's self-awareness.
Exactly.
You don't have to try to be like everybody else because you think it's the right thing to do.
There's no perfect plan, right? Like
there's no perfect plan.
Right.
It's about what you're doing with the hours that you're actually awake. It's not about you modifying your life to mimic somebody else who you know you're never going to be like.
Yeah, are you moving forward, making progress for you, right?
Yes, for you.
When you
you do it for you, not because someone else told you to or something.
Yeah, no doubt. And I've said this before, but like obviously the perfect plan followed inconsistently will get destroyed by the imperfect plan followed consistently every single week. Like so many guys, they want to have everything aligned before they start taking action. The bottom line is move now and start walking. Right? You don't need the perfect 4-day gym split with your cardio all spelled out, and then you're going to do yoga, and then you're going to just start moving, man. And like, that's it. It's in action, gets you nowhere. And so, I can't agree more.
One of my favorite things around that, Jason, is imperfect action beats perfect inaction every single time, right? It's huge. It's exactly what you're talking about. And here's the other thing. If we have a choice every single day. You can choose what you want. Every day is a new day. So, okay, so maybe today wasn't the best, but if you focus on winning every single day, you're not going to. There's stuff comes up. You're not going to win every single day. But tomorrow's a new day. Okay, today wasn't a great day. Tomorrow's the next day. I'm going to crush tomorrow, right? And think about it that way. Again, micro, but just think about it as, don't worry about this big, long goal that's a year away from now, because what happens once we get to that, again, now that we've fallen in love with the process, which is the goal, now we're going to make new goals because we continue to want to get better every single time. So having that one fitness goal is great. But when we fall in love with the process and we get there, I'm like, okay, that was awesome. I feel even better now. My self-confidence is skyrocketed, but now I need to do a little bit more. Now, how else can I challenge myself? And then the other piece of it is staying uncomfortable, right? Because as soon as we get comfortable, that's when the momentum fades, right?
And our brain is so damn good at gravitating toward comfort zones, right? Nothing ever grows there. We know it, and we seek out comfort. And that's the bottom line. So becoming comfortable with being uncomfortable is really where the magic happens. You know that some days are just not going to be that fun in terms of following through with your fitness goals. The reality is, man, it's temporary pain, and it's setting you up for a much better future, a much healthier version of you. And so I think we knocked it out of the park, man. Like, you guys out there listening that feel stuck and feel like the New Year resolution, if you fell on your face, man, like, really, it's literally just following through with those micro commitments. Like, start there and start to build momentum, and the sky becomes the limit for you.
Let me throw one more thing in, man. I think another reason why a lot of people fail, just real quick, is because there's that misconception about it takes 21 days to build a habit.
Yeah.
I don't know where the hell that came from, but it's completely wrong.
It's in the book, whatever the book is, right?
Yeah, whatever the book is, it's damn wrong, man. So it's actually more closer to 66 days, and that makes sense it's consistent with the results of how many people fail, because 6 weeks is definitely not 66 days, right? So I think it's that misinformation. People are expecting their lives to be completely changed after 21 days. And after that, they just start slowly going away because they're like, or losing because they're just like, the change isn't happening like I thought it would. So I think it's some misinformation out there is what's kind of killing people's motivation as well. So going back to what I was saying, for actionable steps for some of you guys, like these guys keep saying, let's make it tangible for you. Take a piece of paper, write one single thing you can do every day to make you a little better. And you keep doing that until it becomes so habitual, you don't have to refer back to that paper anymore. After that, write the second thing down. And you're just going to keep doing that until it becomes habitual, and repeat it, and so on and so forth. And you will win, my friend.
You're building that foundation, man. And that's so crucial. No, I love it. I love it. Mm-hmm. Anthony, any final words before we close shop today, man? This was awesome. I know that they're going to get a ton of value out of this episode. So
Yeah. One more thing that, Zach made me think of when he was just talking about habits. So a lot of us, not everybody, but maybe we're Monday through Friday gym guys, and that's great. And that's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. But then what we do is we reward ourselves going into the weekend so that we can slack off. So weekends, I'm not saying you have to hit the gym 7 days a week. I'm not saying you have to be perfect on your nutrition on the weekends. However, we teach you how to plan those, if you want to call them cheat meals, treat meals, whatever you want to call them, and maybe plan a fun activity that's not crushing it at the gym or running sprints, but maybe you're just going out, spending time outside with the family, right? So you don't fall completely off the wagon on the weekend. Getting that vitamin D, absolutely. So the weekend, we don't need to call them weekend warriors, but going into the weekend still knowing that, hey, I can have a little bit more fun, maybe take my foot off the gas a little bit, not too much, still keep the momentum going. I think that's a big piece of it as well. So people go way off the wagon on the weekends, and then come Monday, man, all the progress you made Monday through Friday, gone, right? Or like maybe you're worse than when you even started the week before, right?
It's a cheat or a treat meal, man. This is not go binge the whole weekend because you put in so much work during the week. You still got to keep it fairly healthy, but you can still enjoy life. You don't want to restrict yourself. Like, the reality is, going back to that piece on sustainability, if it's not sustainable, it's not for us. So love it, man. Well, this was an awesome episode. If you guys want more content like this on a week-to-week basis, we are doing weekly live streams inside of our free Facebook group, have been for a while. We will continue to put those out. Those are every Wednesday night. at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you can't get there live, no big deal. You can always request the replay inside the group, and we will send that over to you privately in Messenger, so you always have access to the replay. So come join us. Just go over to join.discussionswithdadsgroup.com. Click that link. We do ask for your email and your phone number so that we can give you reminders about our live streams, as well as other valuable content that we put out on a weekly basis. So you will, it will ask you to opt in. You can opt out of those anytime you want. If you don't want our texts, if you don't want our emails, most of our members love the alerts because it reminds them about the live streams on Wednesdays. So come over there and join us. You will see Zach, myself, Anthony in there every single week. Again, this is health information, guys. This is health. You got to have these constant reinforcements to keep this at the forefront of your mind so that you can become the healthiest version of yourself. So with all that being said, you guys get out there this week, crush it. Do not allow New Year resolution to take stranglehold of your life in 2021. We just gave you actionable steps to get to where you want to be. Come over and join us in our Discussions with Dads Facebook group. You do not have to be a dad. We'll get that link in the show notes as well. And we will see you next week back on another episode of the Dad Bod Pod. See you guys next time.